Hello everyone, welcome to Rip a Funnel Tuesday, where I'll be analyzing a marketing funnel end to end, starting from the ad copy, the offer that the copy is advertising, and then once I click through that ad, what were the landing pages and the different touch points I had to go through. Finally, once I've claimed that offer, what kind of automation was triggered, follow-ups, email sequences, calls, and so on. Today I'm going to be discussing Drift's awesome way of using events to drive bookings and signups to their platform. If you're not familiar with Drift, Drift is a chat for sales teams and marketing teams. It works really well, and they do practice what they preach. So you can see their chat component right here on the bottom right of the screen. They've done very well over time with their chat component, and they're really focused on that kind of appointment booking, sales, marketing and sales kind of connection. So let's dive into their funnel. I found them on LinkedIn ads. So as I was navigating LinkedIn, I saw this great ad, and you can see they changed their branding to match this month. It's June, and it's a special occasion. So they changed their logo and their branding immediately. Now this is the main banner. As a racer driver, Danica Patrick broke barriers on her performance. Now with that career, etc., etc. So they have a longer kind of copy, and obviously they could afford to pay somebody and put them on their branding. Hopefully you'll get there one day, but in this case, the banner seems to be using a celebrity or an influencer to be able to get engagement. So here we have Go Faster with Drift, removing roadblock to revenue, Danica Patrick. All right, great. And there's a CTA. So this is the ad. I think they did a good job on the copy and a good job on the graphics. Now let's look at the URL. You can see here they didn't spare the UTM. Very good job. If you don't know what UTM stands for, you can look up our VBOUT blog. There are tons of resources on it. But in a nutshell, it helps you identify where the links, visitors are coming from. That's really what it is. It's almost like tagging the URLs for your own analytics platform. The medium is CPC, the source is LinkedIn, the UTM campaign itself is chat launch 3Q. Okay, these are terms that the internal team usually sets up. And you can add few more like the UTM term and UTM content if you need to dive deeper. This could be a strategy if you're running multiple ad copies on the same channel. All right, so good job on attribution. Now let's look at the landing page structure. This is the page, and I mean Drift does a very good job in their events and their education, so they stand out for that. And the page itself is straightforward. It's actually a one-pager. They removed all the distraction. So unlike their homepage and their site where they have, the product and everything else, they're only talking about that event. So these are not navigating away from the landing page, which is what we preach. They're actually just hyperlinks to anchors on the same page. Okay. You can see there's a countdown. There's a headline, a sub-headline, and get you free tickets today. Pretty much everything that I need to see except for speakers and agenda. So typically what I would like to do is maybe jump into the speakers to see who will be at the event. Danica Patrick, Trisha from Drift, more from Drift, Tenable. So this is a decent outline of the speakers, and finally the agenda to see what's going on. And by the way, this structure is a staple for a lot of successful events landing pages. So a headline, a little bit about the event, the speakers, the agenda, and sometimes they add some social proof. In this case, the social proof is just snapshots from their Twitter. And the main CTA here is get your ticket. And because it's still connected to the site, it seems like they kept their footer links. I usually hide those links just to make it, focus on one thing, which is getting a ticket. But that was Drift's strategy, is to leave those product links on the footer. Very well done landing page. And if I click on get your ticket, what they didn't use a form, so they replaced the form with their own Drift bot. That's different from what we're accustomed to, but they technically just took the form strategy, made it into a bot. Okay, so here they're asking, I'm ready for my seat, I have a question. Let's go ahead and go through that. I have a question, no problem. And they pre-customize these, obviously. When is the event or whatever. And whenever I'm ready to register, this is when they start asking for more information. Okay. Here we go. I want you to note something important here is that they added this upsell. So although they are pushing the event and the content, they are asking me if I'd like to speak to a member at Drift and see how it can unlock revenue. So you see how their content strategy, their pitch, and their sales to book an appointment, they're really aligning, and they do a good job with that. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because I already did. So what I did here is I added my email. Let me just show you. Here we go. I prompted that and I said that would be great. So I did opt in for speaking to someone. And once I did, they displayed some time options for me. I always drop off here so I don't book their team's time, to be respectful. And I wanted to see if they do follow up with some other options via email. So a little different than what we're accustomed to. Great job on the landing page, and definitely a great job with the bot. All right, and you can see here, actually I was transferred over to somebody who is on the session live. Okay, that's in addition to when I tested it last week. Let's look at the emails together. So here you can start from this point on, okay, because everything else was earlier. This is on June 2nd is when I signed up. You can see I got so far 4 emails. One of them is you are registered. Another one is that'd be great. This is the one following up from Drift sales team. I'll show you how they crafted that copy. Go faster with Drift and get ready for the event. So 1 from the sales team, 3 from the event product itself. You can see Jack Henderson from Drift. It got cut off, so I recommend maybe shortening these. Everything else going out from generic Drift. And the subject lines overall, you are registered. Okay, confirmations are important, including adding to calendar. This one is a reply. So that's a strategy that they used. And the pre-header, you can see here, they have that little emoji in it. Go faster with Drift and get ready for tomorrow. Very solid subject lines. Now let's look at the copy. All right, this is going out from their own platform of choice. They're using goldcast.io to manage their conference event. There are plenty out there. Goldcast is one, Hopin, and a few others. And this is using the Goldcast email process. It did attach the invite, which is really important. And you can see additional details here. So the branding is there, consistent with their landing page, super important. And here I see unique login and add to calendar. These are staples in most email confirmation for events. If you don't know how to embed them into your emails, please reach out to us at VBOUT. Happy to assist you with that. Very simple, and it's definitely a must. All right, on the bottom, one thing I did not see is the address, Drift's address to protect themselves. I definitely would recommend adding that for spam compliance purposes. And also, I haven't seen here the option to opt out, which I'm a little bit surprised about. Anyways, it is an event invite, so it's definitely an opt-in. Can they get away with that in terms of not adding compliance? Probably, maybe there's a fine line there. And you see this actionable item? You have to attach the invite in order for this to take place. All right, now this is from sales, from Jack Henderson. It says, hey there, Jack is here doing some research on Drift. That's it. That's literally all they sent. And that was a previous email, actually, that sent some suggested times. This is default to their system. So Drift has a built-in booking calendar, and I can see the time displayed. This is really convenient. I like this way of displaying open slots. And by clicking on any of them, it takes me to the Drift's booking component. Now, it's not a big deal if you're using Calendly or the VBOUT calendar booking. It's just a link way for me to choose the time of my liking. Okay. Not a lot of copy here, which I think is attractive, by the way. Not enough, not too much overthinking and stuffing it with sales materials, and that could work. Adding the signature and a photo works well, but it was too squished and too small. So for me, this was not even relevant. All right, now they came back to the event, going back from goldcast.io. You can see it here. This is just a reminder of the event. Event details here with the link, and adding to calendar again. Okay. And last but not least, this is the day before. And usually events, they have a confirmation, the week of or the day before, and then the day of reminder. So this is about 4 emails that you have to bake into your sequence. All right, this is it. I feel like they've done a great job with the email, great job with the ad, and a great job with the landing page. Finally, a different way of embedding the form and replacing it with chatbots. I'll give them an easy 8 to 9 on this for putting this together. And it does take a large team to be able to craft the copy, design these things, so it's not easy. Anyways, give us a thumbs up or feedback if you like these analysis for the funnels, and I'll see you on the upcoming session.